Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Viewers, it seems that Ethiopian Prime Minister, Ethiopian government is going to come under immense pressure in coming days. How will PM Abiy's government handle this pressure? Will it give in to the pressure? Pressure is going to be exerted by the new US government. What will Ethiopian PM do and why is he going to be pressurized? Which are the factors which are leading to more pressure upon the Ethiopian Prime Minister? Three main factors which we want to analyze in this video. One by one, we'll have a look at these three factors. New US government of President Donald Trump is going to use these three factors to put pressure upon Ethiopian government. Already, Ethiopian government is facing the consequences of the decisions being made by US government, USAID, closing operations in Ethiopia. Ethiopia received 1.6 billion US dollars in 2024 by the USAID. Over 5,000 Ethiopian workers are being laid off. They were being paid on contract as workers of USAID, CDC. Now they're being laid off because USAID has stopped funding for projects. Now, three factors. First factor is that Egypt is playing its cards. Egyptian President Al Sisi is going to visit the US and he talked to Trump as well. US needs Egypt. Why? Because Trump has a very bold plan about Gaza. He wants to expel all Gaza residents, around 2 million people from Gaza to other countries. Egypt is not agreeing to host Gaza residents. Jordan, neighboring country, is not agreeing as well. Trump is pressurizing Egypt that Egypt should allow these Gaza residents to settle on Egyptian territory in a desert area which is on Egypt Gaza border. Egypt has long been rejecting this US demand. Israel is welcoming this move. Uh, Palestinians are opposing this move. They say they won't leave their territories. Three uh, places are being mentioned by Israeli officials that if Egypt does not agree, if Jordan does not agree to host Palestinians, then Trump government will relocate these Palestinians to three places. Firstly, Somaliland, Ethiopian neighbor, which claims to be a country, but it has no recognition. It is part of Somalia, according to international law. Secondly, Puntland, a regional state of Somalia. Thirdly, Morocco. Trump supports Morocco on the issue of Western Sahara. Settlement of Ethiopia, settlement of Palestinians in Somaliland could pave the way for Somaliland's recognition as a country. This is what Trump is planning. Egypt might agree to take in a few thousand Palestinians. Maybe. Why? To get Trump's support on the issue of GERD, Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Trump, in the past, mediated talks between Ethiopia and Egypt. Back then, Abiy was in power, and Trump asked Ethiopian government of PM Abiy to sign an agreement about GERD. This is what Egypt wants. It wants a legally binding agreement between Ethiopia and Egypt about the operation of the dam. Ethiopia disagrees. Back then, Ethiopian PM said, no, we won't sign any legally binding agreement. Talks back then collapsed. Egypt now trying to make a new effort by getting support from a Trump government to pressurize Ethiopia into agreeing to signing a legally binding agreement about GERD operations. And this time, if Egypt agrees to take a few thousand, a few hundred, a few, uh, let's say 50,000, 1,000 Palestinians, Trump might support Egyptian position on the issue of GERD, which could be a challenge for Ethiopian government. Trump will put pressure upon Abiy to sign legally binding agreement. Dam is almost complete. Abiy wants to inaugurate it in coming days. Before the election, he is planning to inaugurate the dam. It's almost complete, around 98% complete. So this is the first issue on which Trump will put pressure upon Abiy. Second issue is the economy. Now, Ethiopian economy is relying on World Bank and IMF. Ethiopia has received over 3 billion US dollars from IMF and World Bank. In July, it will receive 1 billion from World Bank. And it is going to get debt rescheduling in coming days. If Trump starts opposing funding for Ethiopia by intimidating IMF, by intimidating World Bank, there could be serious problems for Ethiopian economy. And he can intimidate IMF, World Bank, others. He has imposed sanctions on ICC, International Criminal Court. Last night, he imposed sanctions on ICC individuals, visa sanctions. They cannot travel to the US. Their assets in US are being frozen. ICC issued arrest warrants of Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister. Trump withdrew from UN Human Rights Council. He's making big decisions. He's dismantling USAID. So he can put pressure upon IMF and World Bank to stop funding for Ethiopia if Ethiopia does not listen to US government of Donald Trump. Economy is the Achilles heel of the Ethiopian government. Ethiopia has entered into this bailout package with IMF and World Bank. Now it is at the mercy of international financial institutions. Trump might twist the arms of the Ethiopian government by using the leverage of economic bailout package for Ethiopia. Thirdly, Ethiopian internal political situation can also be used by Donald Trump government to put pressure upon PM Abiy's government. People like Joar, people like Skandar, fighters, opposition groups, they're trying to get support from the US government. They want US government to support opposition parties to pressurize Ethiopian Prime Minister to hold a free, fair, and transparent election. They are trying to lobby in the US, and they are in contact with the new US government officials. They want the new US government to pressurize PM Abiy's government to stop operations in Amhara, Oromia regions, and to start a genuine, inclusive political dialogue, paving the way for a free, fair, and transparent election. Though I don't think that Trump would be concerned about the quality of the election which is going to be held in Ethiopia. But if other factors join, like Egyptian pressure on Ethiopia about gold, like economic pressure on Ethiopia, then these opposition politicians of Ethiopia could also get support from the US government, and PM Abiy could be in real trouble. We know that a new Ethiopian ambassador to US has been appointed. People say he's not very seasoned diplomat. It's going to be a challenge for him to deal with Donald Trump government. Donald Trump government is making big decisions. Ethiopia already suffering because Ethiopia has been largest recipient of US aid by other organizations in the past. Now it will have to give in, I would say, to US demands and join US camp publicly, rejecting its alliance with China and Russia, or it will have to face consequences. If US starts putting pressure upon the Ethiopian government, what will the government do? Will it get support from other quarters? Will it chant the same slogan again? African solutions to African problems? No more. We could see, I think, revival of no more movement. We could see such slogans. We could hear such slogans by Ethiopian government in coming days. African solutions to African problems. And Ethiopia might try to get support from China, Russia. It might try to build an African alliance against the US government if Donald Trump government decides to take on Ethiopia. So coming days crucial. I think PM Abiy's government is going to be tested in coming weeks and months. Thank you for watching.